Alright. Hello friends. I am finally done with my Garviel Loken Warhammer 40k helmet. It is a massive thing. It's really cool. I had a lot of fun putting it together, the modeling and everything else, and ended up being relatively quick. I think I estimated that it would take me a few months to put this together, and I think that's about how long it took to put it together. So yeah, here's the little process of me putting it together. I even did cushioning in the center. I think it came out pretty cool. Anyway, here's the intro I made when I started the project. Later. Hello all, I am about to embark on a kind of interesting build. I've been getting into the Warhammer 40k universe. I've read a few books at this point related to the Horus Heresy, and I've really liked the character of Loken, and I've really taken a fancy to the Lunar Wolves and how their helmet looks, and so I really wanted to 3D print one of these helmets and model it as well, and do all the painting and priming and doing all the work that's involved in that. I might have to do a little bit of sketch work just to narrow down the exact dimensions and a little bit of feel, and then I will move on to the modeling and work on a little bit of dimensions. So yeah, that is my build. I really want to put this thing together and have it on my shelf. Yeah. All right. I'll see you on the other side. So I wanted to talk about some of the process I was doing at this point. I was doing a little bit of sketching, and just to find out the dimensions and the exact form that I would be modeling. It's a really useful tool overall. It's not super fine, like I'm trying to make something really elegant looking. The helmet's for that, especially since this is something for myself. That's all I was going to do. The next stage is the modeling stage, and I had to use a lot of source imagery to find all this. There was fan art, there was memes, there was actual pictures that were on the novels, there were other things that were on the Warhammer sites and other such subject matters. And I decided to stick with the graphic novel one, or not the novel one, and I think that it's the coolest looking one, so I did it. Hello all, I am finally done printing all my different parts for my Astartes helmet. So that's the plume, and then this is the faceplate. I ran into some issues with the printing process with this piece in particular. Everything else basically came out just fine. You know, I think the skull came out really nice. I don't know if it focuses. There we go. But I'm gonna clean up these pieces as this one piece reprints. It should be about another 14 hours. These pieces actually print pretty quickly because I have it at the 1mm nozzle, so it's just ripping through this. I think technically this should have all printed within 5 days, but it took me a week off and on to get it done. So yeah, I got my helmet like that. It will look something like this. But yeah, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be really big. And when it's all done, I'm gonna put some foam in it to make it a little bit more comfortable. It will take a little bit of cutting and whatnot to get exactly the form I need, but I think this is a mighty good start, so I can start cleaning this up as the last one prints. Alrighty, so I also glued together the plume. I kind of like how it came out overall. So it's going to go like that. My hair is going to have glue in it, but yeah, it's something like that. So let's see. I won't be able to see what I'm doing here, but so it'll be something like that. You know, and then I'm gonna have a faceplate. All right. So I'm gonna have to add foam into this whole inner region, as well as around the sides. I'm gonna make a little area for my ears. That's all I have for now. I'm gonna let this last thing print. And then I'll be good. And then I'll be able to finally put together this thing. It's been some time putting all this together, but I've been enjoying my little push into the Warhammer universe and sort of learning everything. So yeah. Cool. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Alrighty, I am ready to start gluing up some of the big sections and putting it together. I think I'll do this kind of slowly. It is going to be a little big, but it should be kind of cool. Alright, let's get to it. Zito filth. Alright, okay. Let's glue this thing together. Alright guys, so I'm done with my helmet as far as the basic construction. I did not attach the plume to the rest of this. So I'm going to take this off and finish painting the plume. I think I want to leave this 3D printed. I think I'm going to paint the trim as well, so I guess that would be the next thing I'm doing. See you in a little bit. Okie dokie. Hello. So I have been working on my helmet a little bit. Sorry, I did a little bit off camera. But I have it all roughly put together right there. And I'm working on putting some masking tape on here. This is the only thing I want to cover. Color. I only want to do this. Everything else I kind of like this sort of silvery sheen it's got going on, so I really don't want to disturb that, whether I'm doing acetone or something else. So I'm going to do this little masking tape, and I'll spray paint this with primer, then I'll do a little bit with red paint, and then I'll do like a rub and buff after that. I think that'll look good. So yeah, all right, masking tape. So I just finished doing the masking tape. I wish I had painter's tape, but this'll do. Alrighty. Hello friends. I finished priming my thing. I am not going to sand it. Some kids are playing outside. I'm going to give it a basic painting in an acrylic brush of this red paint. And then I am going to do a rub and buff with this rust color. And I am going to use this gold paint. So what I'm doing today is making this look like feathers, like an actual plume would be. The kids are quite active outside. So let's get to painting this. I think I'm going to use this brush because it's got kind of rougher bristles, and it can work pretty well at making this look a little bit more inconsistent. The whole purpose of me hand brushing instead of using a airbrush is so that I can get as much texture onto here as I want. I'm leaving the 3D print lines, I am leaving these ridges, I am leaving a lot of these sort of maker's marks on here to just try to overall increase the texture. Also, I'm not sanding it like I usually do. So usually during a project like this, I will prime and sand it and get it all perfect. It is a little bit labor intensive, but the product is really nice when you're done. This, however, I wanted the 3D print material to show all the PLA, and also I wanted the plume to really show off. And I wanted it to look like feathers. It might not be perfect because it's still plastic and it's not going to look as light and fluffy, but yeah. Oh, a plume is also made out of feathers, if you guys are interested. Plume is the crest on the top, like Napoleon Bonaparte's helmet has a plume on it. All right, let's get to some painting. So I'm using a rag to sort of rub this in to see what kind of effect I'll get. I'm just sort of curious because I definitely do want to paint this red, but I want to see if I can get a good effect by just rubbing it in instead of painting it in. Sort of middle of the road. All I'm doing is just rubbing it with my my rag. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, I'm just going to go back to it with this. Other way of doing it. I'm being inconsistent with how I'm applying the brushwork. I'm trying to have the more red towards the base, and then have it be a little bit lighter towards the top. I think it's actually the reverse for feathers, so I might mess with that. But the point of it is to have these inconsistencies with how you're applying the material so that you can have your natural material or your whatever natural look you're trying to make look more unintentional.
Well, it's got to move.
All right, I'm going to let this sit and dry, and I will come back to it and start doing the wash. I'm just going to leave it here. I think I'll paint the gold trim on the other piece. All right. I think I am done with my little paint job here. It's very basic sort of line work on here. I'm just sort of hitting the high stuff. I'm not doing a perfect job because I printed this with the 1mm nozzle, and I was just like, I want to have something. I want to have something cool. I want to see if I can do something easily replicatable. So, here we are. I'm going to let this puppy dry, and I'll let the other guy dry because he's definitely not done. And then I will be doing some weathering. Stay tuned. Now it is time to do some of the weathering. I have to do a little bit of touch-up work first. I believe on one of the sides of the plume. Ah, there we go. All right. God, I don't know what it is about this paint, but it smells bad. So I am doing my base coat, which is usually how I like to do it. I have a general base coat. It's usually not exactly what I want. I usually like mixing on top of it and messing around with things until I really like the results. So usually for a rub and buff, I do a black or a white in addition to this. but today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to be using this rust colored paint instead, so that I can I can create a certain effect that I'm going for. I'm going to start applying a little bit of paint. I think let's try out just a little bit in the corner. Nothing super fancy, just globbing it on, rubbing it off, and seeing what kind of look I get. All right, that looks kind of fancy actually. It's like it's glittering almost. I know this is technically rust. See, this paint smells a lot better than the other one. I don't know what it was about that Hobby Lobby crap I just bought. That just didn't smell good. I don't know, can't really see it that well. But I changed the color, it's a lot more bronzy. This is what it looked beforehand. I can't really see anything. So that's red. That's a little bit more bronzy. So this, and it's still kind of wet a little, but I'm gonna let that dry and then do another layer of red on top. I think that'll look nicely. Look very nice. All right, I think my very light painting job is finally done. I say very light, but it did take a little bit of time in between coats and whatnot. Now, all I have to do is unmasking tape and glue up. I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and let the paint completely dry before I take all the masking tape off. See you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, I'm getting impatient. I'm gonna just take off the tape tonight. Might also be good to take off the tape so that this masking tape doesn't stick to it too much, because this masking tape really does like to stick to things. I didn't use the painter's tape like I was supposed to. Alrighty, so it's not perfect. Well, I didn't use the correct tape, but I still think that looks pretty good. So yeah. Why do I say so yeah? Alright. So I've still got a couple of stages I want to do before I put this on. Like that. I want to put in some foam into the head, which I have over here. All right, look at that. It's so much better than I ever imagined. Holy crap. This is great. I mean, it's comfortable. It's something you could wear at a cosplay or something. Oh my gosh. I just need to make the full suit. I mean, like, it's not uncomfortable around my nose. I mean, there's like a tiny little bit I could trim. So it looks a little ugly in there, but essentially I just have the foam in a couple of layers, and then I have the overall piece. And then I sort of bunched up the top so that it could be like a little aerated, spongy cushion on the inside. So yeah. All right, let's glue on the top. The plume is coming on. I think the plume's going to be a little delicate. I'm really glad I added the extra cushion to the top, because I can really feel the weight of the plume. I'm getting a little bit of head bobbing. It's all together. Ta-da! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I know it's a big helmet. It's a really big helmet. It's meant for someone way bigger than me. I had to add a lot of cushion in this thing for it to look right, or to feel right well enough, anyway. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.